That's weird. I still have room on my victim card. I must find something to be angry at. Quick! Find me some racism! Find me some racism!
Ever shared this? Or this? Nothing like a good reaction gif, right? But you've probably noticed the most popular ones are of black people being dramatic. This is digital blackface. And that's not all. Let's talk about white people using dark-skinned emojis. This is a form of cultural appropriation.
I feel so oppressed. Victim. Check. Yeah, no, not buying it. Okay, that was just a little bit of fun at trying to be funny. Yeah, so if you haven't guessed yet, this video is about what's been going on YouTube. It came out like actually a couple of weeks ago about the digital blackface and how racist it is, and it kind of died down, and then H3 made a video, then Sargon made a video, and I've been wanting to make a video, but then it died down and it came back up, so I thought I would just put my 2 cents in, because I do think it's important for people that actually are in that community to speak up, because then it kind of makes the progressive left Democrats sort of brush it off, because they're just like, oh, it's just a bunch of cis white males talking about it. They're just racist. So I think it's important for people that actually belong to the community that it's actually talking about to speak out and say also how ridiculous it is. Basically what this does is it makes racism look obsolete. It makes racism look like it's non-existent. If someone outside the community sees this and goes, wait, that's the racism that they're talking about? Then we're good. We made it. We're basically living in utopia. If that's the racism that all the black and brown people are screaming about, then yeah, I think we're good. If this is what's keeping you up at night, you live a pretty cushioned life. It makes real racism get pushed to the side, under the bed, and not talked about. It's like the boy who cried wolf. If you keep screaming racism and everyone goes, then you look and there's actually no racism, then when someone actually screams racism, when there's actual racism, then no one pays attention to it. It's just like, oh, they're just exaggerating. More and more people are actually coming out saying racism no longer exists, because these are the things that keeps coming up on social media. But racism is still here. Racism is still very real, and there's actual things we need to actually be discussing. Again, I've talked about it on another channel. I think mask incarceration is still a big problem. I mean, I saw an article the other day that said Florida. I know Florida is a cesspool, but Florida basically has sentenced the most underage children to adult sentences. They have the most children in prison right now who are serving adult sentences, and this is not for murder or anything like that. These are for like petty theft, stealing cars, or robbing things, and a lot of times they were being assisted by adults, and they're still being served. They still got punished and imprisoned as adults in Florida, and most of these kids are black children. There's things that we can actually be dealing with, and I kind of feel like this is like my little conspiracy antenna going up. Like, it makes me feel like they don't really want to deal with the real issues, so they keep throwing a bunch of petty shit at us. So we're so focused on those things that people forget about the real issues we actually need to deal with in the black and brown community. People focus on the stupidest things, and it wasn't just the digital blackface that came out. It was also that article about how the eclipse is somehow racist. I mean, I kind of get what the woman was saying, because back in the day, black people were pushed into certain parts of the neighborhoods, and at the time, by the way, they weren't necessarily considered the ghettos. My father lived in those areas, and he said they weren't the ghettos. They were just black neighborhoods with black businesses and black people looking after each other. But after the riots and as time went on, they became the ghettos. But anyway, so I understood what she was kind of saying, but it's 2017. People have all the rights and all the freedom in the world to move about the country and the world how they see fit. So the article talking about how this eclipse is racist is, again, makes racism look like it's non-existent, and it actually hurts the black and brown community. And that's why I think that more black and brown people need to speak out when these things happen. I've had this conversation with other black people before that says like, yeah, I know these things are petty, but we need to still focus on the petty stuff, because, you know, one day it's digital blackface and the next day they're gonna be lynchings again. It's like, no, we can't make the correlation. It's not racist. The woman in the video said that you know, using digital blackface is like the blackface back in the day, where they use blackface to mock and make fun of black people and use stereotypes about black people. That is not what the black gifts are doing. They're not no one's using those gifts to make fun or belittle or mock or stereotype black people. Usually they're doing it to mock the person that they're sending it to. They're mocking the person that they're talking to or responding about. They're using it to emphasize their emotions, to emphasize the sentence or the message that they're trying to get across. So the woman in this video completely mischaracterized why people are using these gifs, first of all. And then the black emojis, I don't even use black emojis because they're not on my phone and I'm too lazy to figure out how to upload them on my phone. So I don't really give a shit who uses black emojis. And gifs, I use white gifs, black gifs, Asian gifs, I don't really give a shit. And the fact that it's, again, if it looks like you literally have to take a shovel and dig to the center of the earth to find racism, it makes it look like there's no longer racism, which is not true, and again hurts the black and the brown community. This is stupid and it needs to stop. Focus on things that are actually hurting the community and not petty little shit that doesn't matter. Okay? Can we do that?
So what's wrong with white people posting these gifs and using these emojis? Well, black people are not here for other people's entertainment.
What? I'm not? Well, fuck me. I wish you would have told me that ages ago. Anyway, that was my video. Just wanted to make a point that I don't think this is racist and I think it's stupid, and I think we need to focus on the stuff that actually are hurting the black and brown community and not petty little things that basically makes racism look non-existent, which is not true. If you agree with me, please let me know. If you don't agree with me, you think that we should focus on every tiny little petty little thing in the world, because if we don't, then we're all gonna end up back in chains again, or you know, whatever. If you have any type of comments, put in the comment section below. I'm kind of out of breath from doing that little dance piece just now. Like this video if you want to like it, share it if you want to share it, shout it to the world, and if you want to help me stay making these videos, please donate to my PayPal link down below, or not, just subscribe and maybe turn off your ad blockers. And thank you guys, and